Hi and welcome everybody. This is our Travel Tribe Freedom Lifestyle event. So I want to thank you all so much for giving up some of your time on a Wednesday night. I know Wednesday nights can be hard, so thank you so much for joining us. So you guys are all here because you've shown an interest in escaping from basically the 9 to 5 rat race. You're sick of your health, your wealth, and your happiness being dictated to you. You know, these days we hear that you've got to work 40 years for a company, 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and if you're lucky, you'll have enough money in your superannuation to retire and spend 40 grand a year. And it's like, that just isn't life. I know for me personally, that's how I was feeling. Now, I'm actually a 2 times breast cancer survivor before the age of 40. So for me, I got a pretty big shock and a pretty big realization about how short life is and how much more there is to life than just slaving away for somebody else. So after I'd had my cancer diagnosis and things like that, I started running my own business because I thought that would give me the freedom that I was looking for. So I started my own family daycare because I love children, love working with kids. But what I found was I ended up being sort of a slave to my business. I was still swapping time for money. So no matter what I did, I had to be there, on certain days at certain hours so that I could, get that income happening. So my hubby and I, we've only been married for a little while and we love traveling, love getting away in our caravan, love getting away for long weekends and for a couple of weeks here and there where we can. And we met so many people that told us how amazing it is to travel around Australia and that you should definitely do it while you're young and fit and able to do it. So that was our dream. That became our dream, but we could never figure out a way to make it happen. How can you just pack up and leave and go and without any income coming in? I mean, I'm too old to pick up barista bar work or anything like that. Definitely too old to go fruit picking. Hubby's been a plasterer for his whole life and, it's taken a toll on his body. So he's ready to retire. And we always wondered, how could we actually make that happen? One day I was on Facebook and in one of the family daycare groups, a lady popped up a post saying how she was closing down her family daycare because she'd found an online business that was making a better income than family daycare and gave her ultimate time freedom, and she was working towards financial freedom. So I sent her a message and I said, hey, what is it that you're doing? Working online sounds really interesting. And she sent me a video to watch. And in it was information that you're going to see here tonight. And I can honestly say that in the past 21 months, my life has completely changed. So before I get into that, what I'd like to do is share with you a little bit about the products that this business is based around. So these are our beautiful products here. Now, they're called Juice Plus. I don't know if you've ever heard of them before. They've actually been in Australia for 20 years, but I know when I first heard of them, I'd never heard of them before. So all they are is fruits, vegetables, and berries popped in a capsule. Now, for me, I was like, how on earth could that possibly happen when I first heard about this? I'd been on a huge health journey. I knew how vitally important nutrition was, not only for healing my body, but to make sure that it never comes back and also to help other people prevent, all of these incredible chronic diseases that the whole world is suffering with. Nutrition plays such a huge part of it. And I knew that fruits, veg, and berries were vital, but I didn't quite understand how they could possibly be encapsulated. So what happens is the fruits, vegetables, and berries are vine ripened. They're then picked, and within 24 hours, they're sent to the factory where they're washed, and the whole fruit and veg is crushed. That juice is very, very slowly freeze dried. And what's left is the powder, because we all know most of our veggies are water. So as that water evaporates off and the sugar ferments, what you're left with is a powder that is full of live enzymes. Now, because Juice Plus is TGA approved, the Therapeutic Goods Association of Australia, we've got over 37 peer-reviewed medical published journals. They've done studies on Juice Plus and proven that the powder that's in these is alive. It is exactly the same as if you were eating the broccoli, carrot, cabbage, kale, beetroot, tomato, garlic, parsley, or spinach. So your body recognizes this as whole food. Even the capsule that it's made out of is tapioca starch. So it's completely food. There is nothing artificial in here. It's just the essences of the fruit, veg, and berry. Now, I know we hear on the news all of the time how important it is that we get our 5 serves of veggies and 2 serves of fruit every day. Current statistics for an Australian adult is less than 5% of us are getting that 7 serves a day, and it's even less for children. Now, that's just crazy. You know, we live such busy lives that, you know, the thought of having to make all of that food and, you know, buy it, source it, and then, you know, actually cook with it, with the lifestyle that we all tend to lead these days, it's near impossible. What's even worse is the World Health Organization tells us we need between 9 and 13 serves of organic fruit and veg to combat all of the toxins that are in our water and our air and our environment. So, taking Juice Plus, 27 different fruits, veg, and berries every single day in capsule form just makes sense. Like the fact that the Cancer Care Association of America has approved this for use with his patients is just amazing to me. So if you are a person who loves the science and loves the research, please ask the person who sent you this video, because we have links on our website to every single one of those medical studies from all of the universities worldwide, including several in Australia, and we're more than happy to share that with you. So this is our capsules, the fruit, the veg, and the berries. Now, as I mentioned, even less percentage of our kids are getting their fruit and veg. So what Juice Plus has done is, as well as having the capsules, they've then taken that same powder and mixed it with tapioca starch and fruit pectin and turned it into a little chewy. These things are absolutely delicious. They have the colouring that's in there is from beetroot and from kale in the green ones, and then they have a little bit of the fruit juice put in there so that the kids will eat them, and they taste amazing. They have less than 1 gram of sugar in them, but you're getting 17 different fruits and veggies every single day. Now, what our company does is these products actually come completely free with every adult order. So if you have a child aged between 4 and 18 years of age, our company will give you these for free for your child for 4 years. Now, we've been doing this for over 10 years, and during that time, we've done the world's largest children's health study. Now, the results that have come in from this study are incredible. So kids who are taking Juice Plus are on less medication, they have less days off school, they have less sick days overall, they eat more veggies, they drink more water, they sleep more, and their concentration and results in school, we're doing studies on that at the moment, and it's just so amazing. So if you've got fussy eaters and picky little ones who won't touch anything that's green or colourful on their plate, this is an amazing alternative, or not an alternative, but an amazing additive to getting your kids to have their fruit and veg. I know many parents actually bribe their children to eat their veggies so that they can have their free chews, not knowing that they're getting more veggies. But our other product that we have is our complete powders. So these are basically a yummy smoothie mix or a shake mix, whatever you want to make. You can pop these into any baking and things like that. We've got loads and loads of recipes. But what they are is completely vegan. So they are a protein powder, all from veggies. Now, lots of shakes that you can buy commercially are full of whey protein and additives and lots of other stuff. These are nothing but veggies. So the ingredients read chickpea powder, pea protein, soy protein, rice protein, alfalfa sprouts, broccoli, radish, aromath, pumpkin, pomegranate, spirulina, mushroom, yucca. All those incredible veggies are in here, but it tastes like chocolate or vanilla. It has less sugar than half a banana, and I mix mine, the chocolate one, just with ice and water every single day and make a chocolate frappe. They are incredibly delicious, and for anybody who is looking for weight loss, we don't sell these as a meal replacement, but if weight loss is one of your goals, they are fantastic because they fill you up. You're just getting veggies and super low in calories, but great for energy. The other thing these are full of is niacin. Now, niacin is actually a natural vitamin that's found in veggies, and it's a natural mood enhancer. It's actually what's used in a lot of antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication. So we've got some incredible testimonials on our Facebook group. There's over 280,000 customers on there. And some of the stories that come through are just incredible about people who've either been able to reduce or even get off a lot of their medication. So these are incredible. And then our very last product that we have is our vegan omegas. So we all know the importance of having omegas. We see ads on the TV all the time. But the problem with fish oil is these days it is so hard to get fish that doesn't contain mercury and toxins and chemicals. We all know how polluted our oceans are getting. The other thing that most people don't know is fish don't actually make omegas. Fish get omegas from the algae they eat. So rather than squeezing the fish to get the oil out, what Juice Plus has done is just gone directly to the algae. So rather than have to, have fish farms and all that sort of thing, Juice Plus now has algae farms. And not only does this contain omega-3, but it has your full spectrum of omegas, because it's also got pomegranate oil, raspberry seed oil, sea buckthorn, and tomato seed and safflower oil. Now that gives you your full range of omegas. So your brain health, your heart health, your eye health. For pregnant mamas, growing babies is so incredibly important to have your omegas. Now, omegas is not something that the human body can naturally make. We have to get it from our food, and it is essential for health. So these are an absolutely amazing supplement for everybody's diet. So yeah, that's our products. We don't have a huge range. We are just very, very simply about getting people to have more whole foods. Along with our products, we do have a program. It's all run on Facebook, and it's called the Juicy Body Transformation. Now in there, every single customer gets lifetime access, because whether you like the products or not, we want you to be having more whole foods in your body and in your life and in your family's life, because we know what a difference it can make. So our program's actually written by somebody who was on MasterChef a few years ago. She was one of the top 10 finalists. So the recipes that are in here are absolutely amazing. Very, very family friendly. And again, we've got so many recipes available. So there's something for every type of diet. Doesn't matter if you're vegan, vegetarian, paleo, or just looking to cut back on your meat. Everything's catered for. What I'd like to do now is hand over to some people who've actually been on the products for a little while and hear from them and hear what their results have been. So I'm just going to go and find Vicky. Vicky, could you take yourself off mute for me?
Yes, I can.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So
Good.
could you share with us all, how did Juice Plus come into your life, and what's been your results on the products?
I sure can. So Juice Plus came into my life just over a year ago, thanks to the lovely Jo that's just been talking. I first saw it as a business opportunity on a post on Facebook, like many of us might have. And I'd seen quite a few of these online work from home things, and none of them really resonated with me. But after talking with Jo and seeing an information clip, because my partner and I live quite a fit and healthy lifestyle, and we train and we try to eat in the best way possible, this product really resonated with us. So I obviously started on the products before joining the business. I've also been in the business for over 12 months now. But the products, they're amazing. Just with Jo, before I forget mentioning about the kids, I've got my 10-year-old on the products. He was taking the chews and he's changed to the capsules because he wanted to be like mum. And he has not had a day off school sick at all. He's not had a cold or a cough or a flu. And just that point you were making about the school grades improving and concentration improving, he's never been one with bad concentration, but his grades have improved from first semester to second semester last year in an amazing way. So that was pretty amazing. For me also, no sick days off school. I'm a teacher, so I'm around kids all the time that are sick and woggy, and I've not had any sick days. The shakes are our favourite. I'm
Yeah.
often complaining that we buy the 4-month supply and they only last 2 months because we love them. So they don't give you that often, because we've tried a lot of protein powders and they often have that powdery aftertaste. These don't have that. They are really yummy, and you just know you're getting your veggies all the time, and they're extremely filling. So I'm not really a meal skipper, but if I don't have time in the morning, I will have one for breakfast just with water and ice, like you said, and they will see me right through to lunchtime, no worries, not hungry at all.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing with me that I noticed was I'm a chronic sinus infection sufferer, and have been for over 20 years. And it wasn't until I actually got a sinus infection last year that I realised that I hadn't had one for a long time. So I was getting them very regularly, probably monthly, and that it was I maybe had 2 last year. So but that's just the way my nose is built, nothing else. But it actually probably helped with things there. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing for our family, and providing that extra nutrition, and the recipes are awesome. So we're finding they're so easy. Like I tell customers and teamies, if there's recipes with more than 5 or 6 ingredients, I won't cook them. And if they've got ingredients in them that I don't recognise, I won't cook them. And I don't find that with any of these recipes. I live in a very small town and I can find all the ingredients. So they're very friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. You can just shop at Coles and Woolies and still make everything.
Oh, we don't even have any of those. We've only got a Foodworks, and I can still find all of the ingredients. So yeah.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm going to shoot over to Kami now. Kami, where are you? And I know you've got a different name tonight. Yes, that's right. Okay.
Hello.
So, how are you?
I'm feeling great, and I'll tell you all about it.
Okay, go for it.
So I guess like most people, I came across the product and well, the business as well through scrolling through Facebook. If you had known me maybe even 7 months ago, I was on Facebook. I wasn't on Facebook. I had nothing to do with it. But I separated from my husband and just needed to keep in touch with daycare and the upcoming school with my children, and everything's on Facebook. So I joined on, and as I'm scrolling through, I found a post from Vicky, who you've just heard from, and she was saying about, do you want to be healthier? Do you want a little bit more financial freedom? And it was just ticking all the boxes for me of what I needed at that time. So I reached out, I spoke to Vicky a bit further, and she explained the products to me along with you, Jo. I jumped on the premium pack. That was the fruits, the berries, and the veggie capsules. And with that came the free chews. So I was able to help my children get a bit healthier at the same time. So it was win-win for me. So I started on the product. I started on the product 2 months ago. And I guess at first I was reading through the recipes and having a look at what I needed to do, but I wasn't 100% in until it came to the 8-week shred that started last week. And that was pretty much when everything has fallen into place for me, and I've started to eat the more of the whole foods, and I've been maintaining my exercise, and I've been feeling amazing. Like I was waiting for, everyone keeps saying that the energy level comes up, and I was still feeling quite tired before I took on board the eating healthy. And so it all works together. So you've got to make it all together. And it just, you feel amazing. I did notice that my skin was clearing up. I get quite stressed with a lot of things. And I guess the last 6 months have been quite stressful above other things. So I did get a breakout in my neck, and I still used to get some sort of well, it's not really acne, but just pimples outbreaks, and I've noticed that I haven't had as many of those. It hasn't gone completely, but it's definitely settling down. So I attribute that to the berries as well, the berry capsules. I've also started just recently on the shake side of things, so having smoothies, and my favourite is the overnight oats at the moment. I'm loving that for breakfast. It's so simple and so delicious
Mm-hmm.
and so filling. So it's just amazing. I share a smoothie with my girls. They love it. They're getting more berries. They're getting more whole foods with the product. So
Yeah.
it is, yeah, I'm loving it. So, and on to my girls. I have 2 girls. My youngest used to suffer a lot with viral infections. She goes to daycare, so you pick up so many different bugs being around that many different children.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone putting things in their mouths. She has, in the last 2 months, she would eat the whole packet of chews if I didn't put them up high. So I've got to make sure I watch her with those. And she has not been sick. I've heard maybe a cough and a sneeze every little bit, but it's just a normal cough and a normal sneeze that you would get just in your everyday life. It's not that viral that sounds like they're going to cough up a lung or they've just got chest infections or something like that. But
Yeah.
and you felt like you were going to the doctors every second week saying, just making sure it's nothing more than a viral infection, because you just walk away with it's just viral, there's nothing you can do. But yeah, I have not heard any of that horrible coughing and sneezing in the past 2 months. So
Awesome.
my eldest daughter, she has a little bit of trouble with her emotions. She's also just started school, so I was really worried about her focusing. A week and a half in, I guess I can't say that she's 100% focused or anything like that, but she is just leaps and bounds with school. She's calmed down. I think she's had maybe 2 meltdowns on the second day, and that's amazing for her. Everything used to make her be overwhelmed, and the only way that she could deal with that is to cry and become very upset. But yeah, no, I'm seeing such a change in even just a short period of time. They're trying more foods. I know that we are putting better food on the table. Like I know I'm more conscious of what we're eating. It's not just eating to fill them up. It's now eating to nourish them. And yeah, that's right. So, and the recipes, I've got, I don't know, 4 books printed out that I'm just working through, and there are so many good recipes. I've got to do shopping lists every couple of days to make sure I can do my recipes. Mm-hmm. Although a lot of the food are the same thing. So
yeah. Have you made sweet potato brownie for you girls yet?
No, I haven't. And I'm trying not to now. The shred's on.
Oh, seriously, they're mostly sweet potatoes, so you can have them on your cheat day. They're so good. You'll love them. Thank you very much for sharing.
And thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now we're going to go and find Gab. Gab, can you take yourself off mute for me?
Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So can you share a little bit with us? What's been your experience on the Juice Plus products?
Well, I've been on them for about 3 weeks, I think it is, roughly.
Yeah.
And I'm on premium capsules, so all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat pretty healthy anyway, but this has just taken my energy to a whole nother level. Like, I feel amazing taking them. My nails are growing at an insane rate, and my hair, which I love. And yeah, it's just giving me a massive energy boost. I don't feel like taking nano naps in the afternoon so much anymore.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, although I do love nano naps, I will admit. But yeah, I don't feel that need to have a sleep in the afternoon. I go to the gym most mornings, and I used to rely on pre-workout a lot to get to the gym, and I'm not taking any of that anymore, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like, I'm just loving it. It's completely changed how I feel on the inside, and it's just it's obviously filled a void that I couldn't fill with food. You know, you can't eat that much in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's done wonders for my health.
Awesome. So glad to hear that you're feeling better.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Okay, so that's just a few stories. Now, with Juice Plus, it is just fruits, vegetables and berries. So we never know what it's going to do for a person. So we'll never make claims about what it could do for anybody. But like I said, we've got that testimonials group on Facebook. And there are so many different people with so many different stories who've had amazing results when they start giving their body that nutrition that it needs. It gives it that chance to heal from the inside out. I know for myself, I was working in family daycare, absolutely exhausted by 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I was putting those 4 boys to bed. I wanted a nap too, but it's been amazing. So within 2 weeks, I noticed my energy. And then for me, I started sleeping well. Like I would actually go to sleep, stay asleep. And when I woke up, I felt refreshed. And I know, you know, for most people, that's a big thing that's missing in their life. You know, so many people wake up still tired. But also, I used to be a very bad migraine sufferer. So about every 2 to 3 weeks, I would get a migraine so bad that I would throw up. And I'd been to the doctors, been to the chiro, been to the physio. There was nothing wrong, but nobody could tell me what was going on. And so I've been taking Juice Plus, and in the last 21 months, I've now had only 2 migraines. So I don't know why, but for me, my body was obviously missing something, and I'm now getting the nutrition to help my body get over it. So it's just amazing. So what I'd like to do now, before we hear from Jodie tonight, I'm going to hand over to my friend Katrina, because as you know, we've got an amazing business behind this. And that's really what Jodie's jumped in for. She's fallen in love with the products already, but now she's ready to take this on as a business. So Katrina is going to walk us through exactly more about this business and how it all works. Could you take yourself off mute for me?
I can. Oh,
Hello.
hello. It's always a nice surprise when I get to see my face so large on the
Sorry about that.
Hi everyone. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. I'm so sorry. I am so excited to watch the recording of this because I missed the first few stories trying to battle children to bed, if any of the other mums can feel me tonight. But I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the business, and I'm really excited for Jodie launching because it was one of the things that really catapulted me into falling in love with this business, I think, because once you can really start to help the people around you, that's when it takes it to a whole new level. So I came into the business about 2 years ago, and quite reluctantly, really. I was very skeptical because I wasn't sure what it was about. I was from traditional business. So at the time I ran family daycare. That's how I met Jo. And at the night I was also building up my dance studio. So I was a dance teacher as well. And I enjoyed both of them, but I got absolutely no time to spend to myself. So add 2 kids into the mix and I felt like I was failing as a mother because they were coming last. Building my businesses and trying to gain that freedom for down the track was coming first, and I just wasn't finding that balance. So when my friend Lauren introduced me to this business, she showed me these 2 things that I'm going to show you guys now. And I hope they blow your mind just a little bit like they did for me, because it really got me thinking that me being skeptical and me sitting on the fence was not helping my situation. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. I was just going to keep working, probably until I had a mental breakdown. So it really was to the point where I needed something, and this filled all those gaps. So the biggest one for me was that I wasn't sure how it worked. I wasn't sure how the business structure worked, and it made me a little bit skeptical. But what I realized is that in order for me to start my dance studio, that was my golden ticket, right? I thought if I could build up this dance studio, if I can build it large enough and have it successful enough, I should be able to take my hands off it and go have that freedom, put my family first, do all that kind of stuff that I wanted to. In order to do that, I needed to save over $10,000 just to get started. So to do that, I spent 7 years working in a retail store. And I started out down here as a little checkout chick. I got a really hard work ethic. I do love to work. If you give me something, I'll want to do it. I'm a little bit competitive with myself. So over the years, I kind of worked my way up to the manager position. Now, doing that, though, I had to swap each hour of my time for a dollar figure, which was really crappy because I thought I was worth more. I was working a lot harder than some of the people on the same level, and yet we were getting paid the same amount. It didn't seem fair. And the other thing that I really didn't like about this method was as that I was progressing, the positions got smaller. They got more limited. So I actually had to step over people that I was working with in order to get successful. And coming from a predominantly female-based area, it got really catty, and it was quite a negative environment to be going to because I felt like it was toxic. Also, another thing that I didn't like about this was this top position, it was a family-run business. So it was all blocked out. There was no way I was going to progress further than that because it was literally born into. Now, the CEO, he was lovely. He was really cool. It worked, right? He told us what to do. We worked, we showed up, and his business ran really well. Then what happened is I became the CEO. I started my dance school and I absolutely loved it. But if anybody else has started their own business, you know it's really difficult. You know, especially the first couple of years, it takes a really long time in order to build it up. For pretty much my first 5 years doing this, every single dollar that I made went straight back out. I was paying wages, I was paying rent, I was paying electricity, I was paying bills, I was paying all sorts of different insurances in order to keep this thing on the ground. Then what I also found was the opposite thing. Even though I was the CEO, I was trying to control this business model. I was trying to keep all of these little dancers, whether they were coaches, whether they were assistants, whether they were just performers, trying to keep them all together and doing the right thing. So a lot of my time I felt like I was babysitting and I wasn't getting that freedom that I wanted. One of my highest points of value is travel, and I couldn't travel because when I left, this whole thing fell apart. It wasn't built strong enough yet to be able to gain that freedom. So I felt like I had a baby. It was like an anchor around my neck. And financially, it just wasn't turning there, and I had a family to provide for. So when Lauren showed me this business, it really blew my mind. And I kind of wondered where it had been forever because I needed something. I knew lots of people who needed something like this. So in this business model, there's no one at the top. There's no point. There is a pinnacle position called NMD, but it's endless. And what I love is that every single person who starts down the bottom, because we all start down the bottom, nobody can come in above you, has the potential to reach that CEO position. Now, I just think that's really important because I don't think people should be limited in their progression by who is above them. If you've got the skills to want to go there, if you've got the desire to change your life, you should be able to change your life. You know, there shouldn't be someone saying, okay, that's enough now, stop, you're done, that's enough growing for you. I think everybody should be able to be the CEO of their company. And what's really cool is that, yes, there's little positions along the way, but you're quite happy to stop there. So, you know, I've got some girls in my team who are happy with $500 a month, and it's cool for them to hang there. There's nobody breathing down their neck because it's their own business. Now, that to me was freedom. That was something that I understood. And what I really liked is to get to these top couple of levels of freedom, I like to call them, because that's when the fun really starts. You had to go out and support the people who were taking a chance on your business. So you had to reach down and help people get up. There was none of that cattiness. There was no competing and, you know, kind of getting toxic, because you had to promote a positive environment for your people to grow in. And to me, I just thought that made so much sense. So many other companies needed positive environments, but the structure was all wrong because people were by nature competing in order to grow. So I really liked this. I loved it. And I've seen so many people fly through it because it works. It does really work. It builds so much confidence because you get wins on the board quite early. Now, the other thing that I was concerned about was that I didn't know enough people. So I'll reframe that. I did know quite a few people because I'd had my dance school and you know, it had kind of grown by that stage because we'd been doing it for over 5 years. But I didn't want to feel like I was targeting the people that I knew, because, you know, we've all got that little distaste in our mouth of people that can be quite pestering. I didn't want to be that person. I like my pride too much. But what I realized was that you don't have to be like that at all to be successful. There's people out there who actually want something like this, who need something like this. And if you can market yourself well enough, they attract to you. So we call it attraction marketing rather than headhunting. Now, in my first couple of weeks, my girlfriend Miranda reached out to me. She'd seen that I was taking this product and said, you know, look, I'd really love to get my family on it. When I got talking to her about it, she was doing family daycare also. So she said, you know what, I want to join the business with you. Even if I just get my family healthier and get my products for free, that'd be awesome. Now, she went out and she reached a girl called Shannon and also her lovely cousin Danny. Now, Shannon went out and then reached another 2 people, and so did Danny. Then I met Jo. Now, Jo, we were just a conversation online. We'd never met each other, but we had a conversation regarding family daycare, and I told her that I was leaving, that I'd had an online business that was now out earning my wage. And she said, you know what, tell me about it, because I'm sick of being trapped at home all day with kids. So the really cool thing was Jo's value was travel as well. So she went out, she understood how it worked, and she met Denise, and she also met Vicky. And then they went out, Greg, Gwenda, won't get too much into the people, but this is what tends to happen. It popcorns out, because as people go along the journey, they meet other people who meet other people who meet other people. And pretty simply just by me sharing it with two, it boomed out. And now 2 years later, by following what we call the popcorn effect, because it literally does take off like popcorn in a pan, I have a team of over 400 people. So being that proud person who didn't want to introduce it or feel like I was breathing down anybody's necks, I still created a massive business just by using the power of social media. So please don't let those two things stop you if that's what's standing in the way of you and possibly financial freedom, because it's totally worth it to be on the other side. But we'll shoot on over now and we'll hear from Jodie. And then we're going to come back and actually work out how we get paid, so that we can show you exactly how this can replace your income or supplement your income, whatever it is kind of you're chasing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kat. Okay, so Jodie, your turn, lovely. Can you take yourself off mute for me? Hello. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep, cool. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. So can you run us through a little bit of your journey? So how did this, Juice Plus business come into your life, and why did it make sense to you?
Okay, so I was on Facebook. I came across one of Vicky's ads on one of the Facebook sites. So I had a scroll on it. It looked really good. So after she sent me a video link,
Yep.
I had a look at it. I tried the premium capsules. Actually, I'm absolutely on everything. So it's all really, really good. Since then, I've had depression, anxiety for so many years. I can't remember how long now. I no longer take depressants or anything like that, or sleepers. Still on painkillers, but I'm about to get off them.
Wow.
Yeah, so like in such a short amount of time, it's done so much for me, and stuff that I thought would never happen for being on for so many years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really good.
Amazing. So from the business point of view, what is it that you're, what plans have you got for the future? What dreams have you got for the future?
Well, number one is my house.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I haven't been able to get to this stage before. So that really excites me. Also the business, because it is so good, it's going to be so easy to do. So, and making it high in the company as well. And yeah, just stress-free life.
Yeah. And I know for you, you've got the kind of job where you've got some spare time in your day.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is something that you can squeeze into those stolen moments. I remember you when we first talked, it's not something that you had to sit down and spend an hour on a day, a couple minutes here, there and everywhere.
Yeah. No, I've got heaps of time to go on it, especially at work.
And so let's fast forward 2 years down the track. What would you like your life to be looking like in 2 years' time?
Oh, 2 years' time. Hopefully still doing this, but a heaps better, relaxed life, more time with my daughter. At the moment, because I work full time, she's like on school holidays, she spends her time with me or my mum, or she goes to work with the dad, so she doesn't get much time to do kid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and she's on them too, and school, everything's picked up.
Awesome.
She's doing music, she's doing MMA, she's doing choir, she's all the schoolwork's picked up. She's just on the go all the time.
That's fantastic, Jodie. I know you've got a big reason why, you know, is being able to spend that more time with your daughter, because, you know, time goes so, so quickly. They're only little for such a short amount of time.
That's it.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, they do, don't they? Especially girls.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. We are so happy to have you as part of our travel tribe, and I am so looking forward to what 2018 is going to bring you. I know it's been incredible for you so far, but there's more to come.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, now we're going to shoot back over to Katrina, who's going to talk us a little bit more through the money.
Awesome. Thank you, Jodie. That is so beautiful, hun. I'm so excited to see that happen for you, because that's probably my favourite part of this whole business. Is I've got 2 little girls as well. And when I started this, my eldest was going into prep, and I didn't want to be that mum, you know, because I was going to be that mum that my daughter would go to before school care. She would have to go to after school care. Somebody else would have to pick her up, and then I would get home at 9:30 at night and wash, rinse and repeat the whole next day. And you know, that was my why. So keep going, girlfriend, because 2 years down, my life looks a hell of a lot different. You know, like I'm there every single morning at drop off. I get to do the reading days. I get to be at the assemblies. You know, I get to be there at pickup. I get to do all that fun stuff. So keep going. It's totally worth it. But yes, let's talk about how we get paid. Now, this is one of my probably misunderstood parts about this business, is that I never realized that it could be a wage maker. Like, I never realized that it could replace an income. I assumed that it was some little hobby type thing. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people that are totally fine with it just being that way. But when I actually saw how much money can be made from this, it really ticked my mind on, because like Jodie, I had a big reason why what I was doing wasn't working. So we actually get paid 3 ways in this business. We actually do 3 things to get paid in this business, and they're very simple. We use the product, we talk about the product, and we share our results. And to me, I thought I can do that. You know, I get the product. I need more fruits and veg in my body. I understand that my family's not eating enough. So when I just realized there had to be a product with the product, that I can do. Now, this product has been around for 30 years. And in those 30 years, not once have they paid for advertising or marketing. This is a complete direct selling company. So what they've done by doing that in 3 decades is create an of profit just sitting there, because they're saving billions of dollars globally by understanding that people power is more important than advertising. All those celebrity endorsements, the billboards, every kind of crap like that, it's wasted money. So what they do is they keep it and they pay it directly to us for using the product and sharing our results. Now, that's such honest marketing. And when I seen it like that, I realized that it's a company that I could be backed behind. I liked how upfront they were, and how there's no way that they could have lasted that long doing this if it wasn't a decent company and a decent product. So the cool thing about it is that we actually get paid 3 ways. So this gets divvied out 3 ways. We have a retail profit. Now, that's really easy to understand. So basically, whenever we refer a customer, we get paid a retail profit in order to do so. So we don't do anything other than contact Juice Plus and say, you know what, our friend here would like to order. They do everything else. So they ship, they take payment, they drop, handle everything. We just get money in our bank account for making the original connection. That to me was so simple. Then we get paid a commission depending on how our team is performing. Now, this is what ends up being our residual income and what does really create some cool choices down the track. If you'd like to know more about that, though, we will definitely talk to you about it. It just does get a little bit confusing. So I really like to focus on this third one, which is our bonuses, because it's quite easy to understand and it's fun. You know, not many of us get paid bonuses anymore. So the fact that this company celebrates wins every single month, I find really exciting. Now, when I talk about these bonuses, understand that they're limitless. You can have as many bonuses each month as you like. And that's what makes it really cool, because you take this into your own hands. You work around what you've already got and you use that flexibility to create your business. So when you come into Juice Plus, you move to your first promotion, which is called DVF, normally within 10 days. And that's a $100 bonus straight away. So it's just straight back in your pocket to say thank you for investing in us. Then we move on to SDVF, and this is normally within your first 30 days, and it's a $400 bonus. So it's nice and significant. What's really cool about that, though, is that every time you teach somebody to hit SDVF, you get a $400 bonus as well. So I really liked that because it meant that there was always someone invested in me. Whoever brought me into the business was invested in helping me reach my bonuses because it also benefited them. Their hard work got rewarded. Okay. Then we move on to SC, which is a $600 bonus and $600 every time you teach somebody. Then we've got SSC, which is Senior Sales Coordinator, and it's a $1,200 bonus and $1,200 every time you teach somebody to do it. Okay, then we've got QNMD, which is a $1,500 bonus and $1,500 every time you teach someone to do it. And then we move on to NMD, which is our pinnacle position, and it's a $3,000 bonus. And your upline no longer needs one because working on their residual income, they're probably an NMD too. And that's normally about 80 to 100 grand per year in that one stream of income. So if you see that's again 1/3, this is 1/3, and it's limitless. So it really does just depend on how much desire you have and, how much you can really make this work, because it's something that doesn't take a long, long time. I managed to reach NMD in just under 18 months. And to me, that was 18 months that was going to pass anyway. But for me, it was creating a 6-figure income for my family. So, it's just about taking that power back and that control. I'm going to shoot on over to hear a lovely story from our almost SDVF, which is Josie. And she's going to tell us a little bit about what she's noticed in her beginning of her journey. So Joe's, actually, I'm not the host. Joe might have to do it. Sorry.
I got it. Yeah, cool. So a little bit about myself. I entered this business out of desperation for change, which sounds crazy to people. When I tell people, they're like, well, you're only 23. Like, that's just ridiculous. But I entered independence really young. So at the age of 14, I started working. I was at school, but I was also working like crazy hours after school and on weekends for family businesses, which led to dumb decisions that I'm not proud of to this day and never will be. I was in a lot of debt. So the banks just said yes because I had the money there, but what I didn't have was the money to pay it back and the money that added on top. So I was constantly behind. I had to work long hours at a crazy job that I hated, and it made me hate traditional work because it didn't give it a good rap. I was there just to pay my debt and nothing else, and I was always behind. So I wanted something different. I don't like following rules. I never have. I'm a bit crazy. I like to do my own thing. So when Katrina had a video on Facebook explaining her free lifestyle and how she earns money from home and doing something she loved, I reached out and I signed up. So I've been part of the business for about 5 months now. And at the moment, I'm still early stages. I'm still like finding my feet and learning my way. But the money for me at the moment, I can get my hair done. I can get my nails done, a nice dress for the weekend, things like that. But for the longer term goal, I want to travel. My biggest goal in life is to travel the world. I think for a lot of people it is. But my partner's a teacher, so he gets 14 plus weeks a year off to my 4, and I have to ask for that leave. I can't just say I'm going now. I have to request and I get a yes or a no, which I hate. I don't think it's fair at all, but he's got 10 extra weeks on top of me. So my biggest goal is to be able to travel with him for those weeks and more. Hopefully we can both just full-time travel. But yeah, no, the business is amazing. The team, the support, the people that you surround yourself with are just amazing. You're valued as a person. You're not following someone's instructions and, you know, do this, do that, and you're only paid for what you do. You come in as your own and you are welcomed in as yourself. So yeah, no, I love it. I'm actually a little bit obsessed. It's good though. I love it.
I love that. It happens. It totally happens. Thank you, Josie. I love that. I've never actually heard you share your story that way, but I can totally understand why you'd want to spend more time holidaying with Brad. Lucky thing, it's all those holidays. Now, yeah. Now, normally I get to share my NMD story and wrap it up, but I'm going to shoot back to our brand new NMD, who is Miss Jo Ross, and she can explain to us all how it feels to have those shiny 3 letters that mean a whole lot of freedom.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So yes, I have just hit the NMD position. It has been absolutely incredible ride for the last 21 months to the day. I sort of told a bit about my story before. I've been able to close down my family daycare. My hubby, who's a plasterer, he's been able to retire from his business. We have bought our dream caravan. We so far have travelled from Queensland down to Tasmania, and I now get to spend the next 4 months in Tassie meeting team who I've had the pleasure of connecting with on Facebook but never actually met in person. And tomorrow night we're actually having our first event. So I'm going to get to hug these people and spend time with them for the first time, and it's just absolutely amazing. Like, to think, you know, 2 years ago, I never imagined that this could actually happen, that this way of life can actually come true. And now the best part about it is sharing it with others. Like, you know, I've had the privilege of being able to help some other people leave their jobs, leave their careers that they weren't finding fulfilling anymore. And most of us love travel. That's why it's Travel Tribe, I guess. But getting that freedom, that time freedom, but also financial freedom. And it's all coming from the fact that we help others, like getting to that, I guess, that full sense of fulfillment from absolutely loving what you're doing. And so it never feels like work. To be able to squeeze this into stolen moments while traveling the world, doing crazy platypus tours and seahorse tours and everything else I've been fitting in lately, it's been amazing. So yeah, that's why we absolutely love what we're doing. And the fact that we can share this with other people on Facebook, there's thousands and thousands of people that are looking for that. And that's really how, you know, Jodies connected with us and all these beautiful people on here tonight. So if this is something that, you know, you'd want more information on, you want to know the ins and outs and how does it actually work, you know, we would love to have a chat with you about that. So thank you very much for your time tonight. Really glad that you could join us, and hopefully get to talk to you all again soon. Thanks very much.